Okay, traders, time for another video here. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the difference between a purge and revert and a breakout pullback continuation. If you look at this piece of price action here, this is from the Wednesday. It's the British pound versus the US dollar. Uh, and during Tuesday, we have this price leg sending price down, very aggressive, lower. And doing what? It took out sell side liquidity down here. So when price is trading this aggressive from this high to this low, this becomes a very clear price range to me. Why? Well, you see it's trading very aggressive. It's very open. You have a fair value gap here. You don't really have any sort of buy side liquidity up here in form of equal highs or a consolidation, or yeah, you know what I mean. To Let's say we had an area of clear liquidity up here. Excuse me. Let's say we had an area of clear liquidity up here in form of, consolidation equal highs. I could potentially see this as a market maker buy model where we have a sweep below the old low and trading back up to, yeah, sweep back above the old highs. But that's not the case this time. This time, price trading aggressively lower here and doing what? It's just pulling back up into the range from this high to this low. So we have what? This is how I would see it. I would see it as price breaking down. It's more or less breaking out on this old low back here, which is a daily low, by the way. And then it's just pulling back up into the range. It doesn't really break any important high back up here. Let's say we had a different case. We have like a 15-minute, intermediate term swing high over here that it break aggressively. Yeah, maybe I could potentially see that it's gonna reverse back to seek buy side, but it's just a pullback. It doesn't break anything. It's just drawing back up into this sell side imbalance here. So this, I'm gonna view this setup as a breakout pullback continuation, as you can see here. It breaks out and snaps, pulls back up into the range. So when it pulls back up into the range, I want to identify my premium and discount price levels. So I'm drawing my fib from this high to this low. This is the 50%. So when the next day starts over here, prior to the London session, we know that the London session most of the time sets the high or the low of the day. I have already identified this price level here as my sell side imbalance high. So if you haven't watched my previous video, I talk about where I seek areas where price could potentially reverse. And this is a classic example of where I could potentially see price reverse because it's an open imbalance here. So price gonna draw back up here and then set another run for a sell-off. You see also how the bodies of the candles respecting that beautifully. So when price is reaching up into this area here, I'm basically just going to the lower time frames. Okay, so when I'm coming to the screen, I have already identified my high time frame price levels. What I do is basically just looking for the pattern we look for, right? We're going to want to look for the reversal pattern. We want to see a market structure shift with an imbalance and then take an entry on the imbalance. So Prior to the London session, I obviously has already identified this sell side pull here, very equal lows down here. So I'm gonna use this as a market maker sell model as a consolidation lead and comes up right into a premium for another sell-off. Price is reaching up into this sell side imbalance and doing what? It pulling back, putting in a high here, coming back down to rebalance, sets another high, and then what? It's breaking down, pulling back, breaks down again. This is a market structure shift with an intermediate term high here. We had a high here, high, and a low high here. So 3 highs here formed. When this candle here prints off breaking this low here, think of what's actually happened. When it next candle here gonna open, we have an open space from this low to this high. So even if it's not an sell side imbalance here, it's just coming up to, rebalance. So my entry, of course I'm gonna show it, gonna be on that candle. And I'm using the Asian session liquidity pool here to buy back my short at a lower price. And of course you can obviously aim for this low here, but hey, don't want to be greedy, right? And that was it for today. I hope you learned something, and yeah, see you next time.